So I'm here to help you communicate to your partner your jealous feelings. You're probably here because when you start a fight or when you don't expect that you're going to start a fight, it turns into a whirlwind of emotions. Probably a lot of yelling, accusing. You're trying to protect your relationship from basically falling apart or breaking up. And that's the last thing you want because you know you're trying to communicate what you're feeling in an effective way, but your pain and your hurt just seems to be getting in the way and wanting to attack your partner instead. Does that sound familiar? You've come to the right video because I know exactly what you're feeling. I made a video all about how to control your jealousy. I do explain why in that video we feel the way we feel. It's a survival response and it's okay, you're not crazy. If you want to know more about that, check out that video. But you're here because you want to communicate to your partner effectively and not ruin things, and basically not let a good thing go away because of something that you're trying to control and something that you're actively working on, and I believe that that's something you want to change. I'll be going over 5 very useful tips that are going to be super helpful in communicating with your partner how you're feeling and how to even calm yourself down when you're in this explosion of emotions. I suggest staying to the very end of the video to listen to everything because each tip is going to be so important to how you're going to communicate effectively. So I completely get it. I have been there. Say you're out in public and something triggers you that your partner has done, or if it's something you see and you feel threatened. Say you're watching something and you feel threatened by something that you watch on screen. Now, you probably blow up immediately. Now you're probably freaking out. You're probably accusing your partner of a number of things. I'm here to help you out with that. That leads me to my very first tip, and probably really important tip, to remember to not act aggressively to their response. So as soon as you get triggered by something, or as soon as you see something and you point it out to them and they go, I don't know, what do you mean? That just ends up triggering you even more. So the number one thing to remember is to not react aggressively. When you react aggressively to them, it does the opposite of what you're trying to achieve here, which is basically communicate, alleviate any of the insecurities that you have. It's normal to feel insecure. It's normal to have these doubts in your brain, especially if you have been through a lot of hurt in your life. But it's healthy to communicate it effectively and not to just start a fight over it. And that's not effective, that's not healthy, it does not create a great environment. So what you want to remember is that no matter how stupid it may be, no matter how triggering their response can be, you've got to stay calm, cool, collected, and remember to not react. They want to feel just as heard as you want to feel heard right now. Calm down, take a breath, maybe breathe 3 times, take in 3 deep breaths before you make a response, and remember to not react to what they say. I explained in a previous video where I explained about the psychology of jealousy. We walk into situations with a bias, so we almost go into things with high alert. And basically we go into situations where we're already expecting something to mess up, we're already expecting something to go wrong. So that's why as soon as you see a hint of something wrong, you want to react and you want to get angry because that's just your survival, basically acting. So try not to react when they respond to you when you bring something up. Number 2 can be just as important. Do not try to trap them into an answer. I get it. What you want to do is play detective, the interrogator, the mastermind. You want to take control of your out of control emotions by controlling whatever they say and trapping them into the kind of answers you want to hear. You might not think you're doing it, you may be aware that you're fully doing it, but I know for a fact that when you go on a rampage, you're basically going to ask them questions left, right, and center to get the answer you want. They could literally have no idea what you're talking about, no idea what you're triggered by, but you want them to admit it. You want them to say that they hurt you because it makes you feel better inside. It either proves your bias because you want to feel safe by them admitting the truth. But that's not fair to your partner, especially again, if a lot of the time they have no idea what's going on. So what you're going to have to do, what I ask of you to do, is not have any expectations. Don't expect them to come up with the right answer. Don't expect them to know what's going on. Don't expect them to even realize or understand why you're angry. The more you have expectations, the more you're going to trigger yourself. And if they don't answer you right, the more you're going to push. And the more you push, they're going to not want to talk to you, and they're not going to want to be with you, and you're going to push them away. Now, the third thing that you want to do is respectfully communicate with them. Don't try to use a lot of you statements. Don't say, you were looking at that direction. You did this to me. You did that to me. You were doing this. It was clear that you did that. I don't think anybody wants to be communicated at like that. Do not use a lot of you statements. Do a lot of I feel statements. For example, say, I feel a little bit uncomfortable because I feel that you might be looking at a certain direction or staring at somebody, and I feel a little insecure about it. Now, if they're a respectful partner and they hear you out, they will most likely take that and, comfort you and assure you of your situation. Assure you that those insecurities don't matter. Assure you that you are safe. What you don't want to do, and what you're basically ridding yourself the opportunity of, is that if you communicate with them disrespectfully, they don't have the opportunity to bond with you. They don't have the opportunity to make you feel safe because they're feeling just as attacked, so they're going to go on the defense mode as well. You basically don't want them to hate you for the fact that you are just trying to communicate your feelings. I would suggest communicating with them healthy and respectfully because you just want the same kind of treatment as well. Tip number 4 is to remember to breathe. It is really important to breathe through situations like this. I would even suggest in the middle of communicating with your partner that you take deep breaths before you say anything, because it really helps regulate the nervous system in your brain that's going to be triggered and helps calm you down before you technically flip your lid. My therapist will explain this much better than I am, and I'm not going to say that I'm a licensed therapist at all. I'm just here to help. But there's a part of your brain that basically flips off, and then you go into psycho mode, as they say, and you just lose it. Breathing is so important to help you get through these kind of moments so that you don't lose yourself. So I would suggest breathing before saying anything, especially when you hear something that triggers you. Take 3 huge deep breaths if you can. You want to communicate to your partner how you're feeling, and they're not going to respond to you well if you don't give them the opportunity to. And last but not least, number 5, remember that you love your partner. The reason why you want to communicate with them effectively is because I'm assuming you still want to be with your partner at the end of the day. I'm assuming you love them and you want to stay with them. And I'm assuming you're here in this video because you don't want to keep hurting them and you don't want to basically self-sabotage your own relationship. Tell yourself that I love my partner. I don't want to hurt them. Treat them with loving kindness the same way you want to be treated. Because I can guarantee you, in the moment when you are feeling hurt, when you are feeling triggered, you are scared. You feel like they're gonna hurt you. You feel extremely threatened by something that reminds you of something in the past. And it's normal for you to feel that hurt, but it's not healthy to take it out on your partner. So you have to remember that you love them. So treat them with kindness. Approach with respectful communication and healthy wording. Remember to calm yourself down and pace yourself in these conversations. I know all of this put together can feel very hard, and this is not something that's just gonna click overnight. So this is something that I suggest you practice. Wrapping up this video, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope all of these tips will help you, and I really wish you all luck. I know you just want the best out of your relationships. Feel free to comment down below what you're going through. I love reading through all of your comments and being able to comment on them all to be able to help you guys one-on-one kind of, because I can't be there and know what your situation is personally. But for now, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next video.